Kite shed dwellers, me again, smallest shed in the world. And today, after a few requests from previous videos about me flying a kite, we've got the infamous kite winder. Look at that, beautiful. It's lovely, it's got a nice ratchet action on it like that for winding it in. Come in there, see that little thumb release there, which allows you to just spin it out. Beautiful, beautiful, and also overcomplicated. Weighs about £2, and quite frankly, when you're standing there for a couple of hours trying to hold it like this, you end up doing that or whatever. It's actually very tiring to hold it at this angle and you're winding it back in. I mean, the theory's there, it's all jolly nice and all the rest of it. The ratchet works lovely, but it's just too heavy. So, bin that, switch to a nice big halo. Look at that! Isn't that a monster? This is much easier to make, much simpler, and works really well because you basically just hold it thus, paint string out, let it slip between your hand like that. It's all nice and smooth, and then pulling it back, you can do all kinds of things. You can pull it back like that. You can just get the line, gradually pull it back, bump, bump. It's not as complicated as you may think to make, so let's first of all show you what you need to make it with. Right, there's a much simpler version. We've got about 180 feet of line on here, which still got loads of room. It's much easier to use than the ratchet. It's nicely balanced in your hand during the course of the day. Nice and easy. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I presume you've got some wooding skills. First of all, you need a sheet of 6mm ply you can get from any good DIY home improvement store, and a length of pine, just what's that, 2 inches, inch and a half, 45mm by 10, just a little strip of wood cut into various sections to make the inner handle bit. Cutting it out, you could quite happily cope with a nice little jigsaw like this. Blade for doing the curve, you probably have to drill a hole in with a small drill just to get you started. Marking it out, simple enough. You can decide yourself how big you want it. I've done this is 11 inches, this inner circle is about 8 inches, it's 2 inches wide, but you can do it to suit how big, how small you want. Go nuts, make it as big as you want, make it as small as you want. To mark out the circle, string on a nail or just hold it roughly. It's not a Chippendale kite winder, it's just a kite winder at the end of the day. Bit of string, pencil, draw it round, pull it in a little bit to give you a ring, draw it round. Top tip, if you're going to cut it, when you cut it, cut the inside hole first, then cut the outside one so you've got some more support. If you cut the outer ring first, it's very difficult to try and hold it properly to cut this inner ring. But say you don't have to be that neat. If you take a close look, that's not exactly round. If you have the time, you could even do it with something like that. Swiss Army knife with a saw blade on it and just to your heart's content. In fact, it might be a challenge actually, try making it completely one of them. You'll be there all day long. Right, next bit, you've got your 2 wooden discs sorted out. Worked out how big you want it to suit your own hand. You take your strip of wood that you're going to use to make the core in, and you need approximately, you need 8 pieces of wood, about 3.5, 4 inches long. The important bit, because it's I see 8-sided, is a hectagon, is it? I don't know. I think it is. Hectagon. This angle here, you need to cut that at 40 degrees. Nick one of your kids' protractors or something. Cut that roughly 40 degrees on 8 pieces of this wood. Then, here's the magic, you see. You lay your first bit down thus. Take the flat side, one's 90 degrees, one's at, hold on, let's hold this properly. You've got one at 90, one at 40. Put the 40 degrees there, you put the 90 butted up against it. You can see. Then you put the next one, the 90 and the 40. Can you see what's happening? 90 and the 40. Isn't that magic? It's forming a circle. Basically you end up with a rough circle. You might need to cut a few of these end bits off to get it to fit nice, but if you look at mine, where are we? Some of these inner bits, they're a bit choppy and a bit missy. They don't hit too well, but you get the idea. And then you put the wooden ring, the first one, you glue them into place so that the inner bits are kind of overhanging slightly. You see there, it's overhanging. And stick the second one on the top. Weigh it down, clamp it, leave it overnight. So you end up with the next day a sandwich of all these bits of wood. Then it's just a matter of taking a knife. You could use your Swiss if you want. Some heavy duty sandpaper. Maybe pick up one of these bad boys, Stanley file, and just kind of ride it in there and just round off those edges. Some heavy duty sandpaper, 80 grit even, from the auto shop. I'd recommend get emery cloth rather than sandpaper. Sandpaper would wear out and clog. I found emery cloth cuts through wood like you wouldn't believe. It wouldn't take about 20 minutes to do that. All you need to do is take your time, enjoy it. Just round these edges off to get them beautiful and round and nice to hold. Basically, it's your device. You make it as rough or as smooth as you like. Sand it down with some concressive paper, so go 80, 120, 240 grit. This will make everything lovely and smooth. 2 coats of varnish. When the second coat of varnish is finally dried and gone off, give it a rub over with some 600 grit emery that you get from the auto shop to really make it silky smooth. It'll be like a really good slippery surface that you can really let it run. And then at the same time, if you leave these outer edges slightly sanded so they've got a little bit of tack to them, it makes a lovely flying experience. There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little adventure in woodworking. If you want to see any more videos, click up here. If you want to subscribe, just click down there. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Bye. Bye.